Hello, today I'm going to show you the basic functions and settings of the Fairhaven Micro Alti Vario. A very small device but quite complete and very useful for cross-country pilots. Inside the box you've got some accessories, just the cigarette lighter, car adapter, USB cables, some Velcro adhesives for mounting it on your dashboard. You've got the wristwatch style mount or the elevator elastic Velcro type mount. So upon starting up you get a system check, I guess, and you get to the Alti Vario page that you selected previously. So you've got three buttons, the timer button, the set button and the Alti button. Each can be okay, I'm gonna turn off the sound. So the panel has a large LCD which is perfectly readable, and three buttons, a little bit recessed but perfectly accessible even with gloves. To prevent accidental touch, they require quite a firm press to get the function going. So each button responds to long and short presses. Short press will be to toggle between the different pages of each button, and the long press will let you adjust the settings of each page. Embossed, and you can see up and down arrows which will let you adjust the different values. So let's look at the different functionalities of each button. So one short press on the timer button will get me the time. It will automatically come back to the altimeter after a few seconds. A long press while you're on the clock page will let you adjust the time. Let's keep on going. One short press, you get the time. Another one, and you get the alarm, which you can set by long press. And you can toggle up or down. And you set it by pressing on set. Again for the minutes, and it's set. Alarm on. Alarm 1:59. One long press. Alarm off. The time. Alarm, and the next page is the automatic timer, which you can set by you can turn on by a long press on the timer button. And now it's set on automatic, and it will start automatically after an altitude gain or loss of 10 meters. So again, we go back to the auto, which is set. Now we've got the manual timer, which we can start by pushing again one short press on timer. And here we go, we start counting up. Okay, we can stop it and then reset it by a long press. To go back to the normal altimeter, we press on Alti. Next is the Alti button, which with which we can access the different pages and different settings of each altimeter. So we've got Q&E, which is your pressure altitude. It's a standard aeronautic altitude reading, which could help you navigate safely under airspace if you know how to use it. Next is your altimeter 1. You can reset it to 0 by a long press. Next is altimeter 2. This one, by a long press, will let you change its value. One press on set. Okay. Keep in mind that altitude is your mean sea level altitude. By convention at 1013 millibar. It should be adjusted with a known altitude reference. So we've got the altitude set. Another push and we get to the barrel reading, which gives you 991 millibars. You should adjust it to your measured pressure on your site to get an accurate reading. Another press and we get back to the Q&E. So pretty well thought different pages. Next is the set middle button. So next we see what the set button gives us. So one push will give you the averager. So I've set it to 0 to get a direct reading of the variometer, but increasing it will give you more integration over a longer time. So just like the clock page, the averager page returns to the Alti page after 3 seconds, but you can change that by a long push on the set button, which will make it stay. You go back by pushing on Alti. Another long press will take it back to its original setting. So next page is the G meter. Give you your acceleration, and it's 1 right now. It's the Earth's acceleration, gravitational pull. Next is your maximum G. Next temperature. Next your maximum lift. Next your maximum altitude. Next your maximum sink. Next your minimum altitude. Your battery level. And you go back to the averager. And one press on Alti to go back to the altimeter. The averager can be adjusted by 5-second increments. Volume can also be adjusted. The up thermal setting will let you adjust the threshold of the beeper by 10 centimeter increments. One more click on the set and you get to the fine thermal setting, which will allow you to adjust the threshold of the clicks. Next is down thermal, which is also the same principle. I adjusted on 3. Damping factor is a setting which will help you get a comfortable sound out of your vario. You have to trial and error this one, just like the next setting, which is pace. And those two will should give you a good combination of sound for your vario. Next we have a unit, which is set in meters. Then we have a G set setting. You will have to lay it flat, press it on it. Now press again. And it's doing the calibration. You will then switch to the serial number, which is the next page. And if you press again, you get the default setting option. Then long press will restore your instrument to the factory settings. One more short press and you go back to the altimeter page. So to give you an idea of how it sounds like in flight, here are some flying video sequences. I hope you enjoy. So there you have it, the pure sound of the micro Alti Vario from Fairhaven. It's a very choppy thermal, so it's going from 0 minus to something else, and I got a cravat. So it's a bit, it's not easy to get when I get a good thermal, I turn it on again, but right now it's just choppy. I think I make the cloud, but really arduously. So it's a little bit better now, better thermal, but look at those clouds, really strange. Ooh, and this thermal is still a bit arduous. It needs some work and concentration because it's tight and it's choppy.